Also, you know how like 5 hours ago I said I had a bunch of adult stuff I needed to do today? I didn't do any of that shit, so. What's up everyone, my name is Kelsey, welcome back to my channel. Today we're starting a weekend vlog. So I did a one-day vlog a couple of weeks ago and I had a lot of fun doing it, probably because there was like low pressure. I tried doing weekly vlogs before and that's just like so much. But since I had a good time with the one-day vlog, I thought I would try like a weekend and see how that goes. It's Friday after work, and I guess I'll just tell you what I'm reading. So right now I am finishing up an audiobook, A Short History of Nearly Everything by Bill Bryson. I only have like an hour left. This is a nonfiction book about, it's like an overview of just science in general. It's a lot of information, but right now I'm at the part where he's talking about like the predecessors of Homo sapiens, and I mean, the whole thing is really interesting, and it's not just like science facts, it's also about the scientists themselves. So it gives it like human interest that like science textbooks don't have at all. And like scientists are petty bitches. And if you didn't know that, you should read this book. I'm also finishing up an arc of Reverie by Ryan LaSala. This comes out in December. Sadly, I'm not really enjoying it. I'm at like 85% and it's just okay. I think it's going to be a 3-star unless the ending like blows me away. When I finish it, I'll talk more about why I had problems with it, because I'm pretty close. Is that all I'm reading? I think that's it. This is the first time in a while that I'm only reading 2 books. Like for the last couple weeks, I've been reading 3 or 4 books at a time, and it's too much, frankly. So I'm glad to be down to 1. I think I'm going to start Beyond the Black Door by A.M. Strickland next, after I finish Reverie. I pre-ordered it and it came yesterday and I can't wait to start it. But for right now, I am heading to TJ Maxx and Target. I have to get a new winter coat because I have 2 nice winter coats and they're like 6 years old and they're both falling apart, so now I need to get one. They're just so expensive and I'm kind of dreading buying one. So the TJ Maxx first is hopeful that I'll find a cheap one, but I doubt it. So then I'll head to Target. Then I'm going to pick up dinner because I don't feel like cooking. I'm gonna get Chipotle because it's fairly healthy. And I think I'm just gonna watch TV with dinner because I don't feel like reading yet. So I'll update you later. Good morning. It is Saturday. I'm getting ready for the day. And while I do that, I just want to talk a little bit more about Reverie. So I'm like 90% into it right now. It's about, how can I say this? It's set in like the modern day. I would kind of describe it as a portal fantasy, sort of. It's set in the modern day and our main character has, at the beginning of the book, has just woken up from a coma after being in a really bad car accident, or what seems to be a car accident, and has lost a bunch of his memories. Like, he doesn't remember anything from the last several months, and he doesn't remember like spotty things throughout the years, including any friends or people he hung out with in his free time. And shortly after we get into this book, I'm not gonna spoil anything because this happens pretty quickly and it's like a major part of the plot, is people in this town are forming what they call reveries, which are basically like dream worlds that they suck all the people around them into. So the dream world is different based on whoever is creating it, and our main character's job is to like fix them, I guess. And my biggest problem with this book is the reveries, like, because every book has like ebbs and flows, you know, there are parts with lots of action and then there's slower parts, but in this book all of the action sequences are in reveries, and outside of the reverie are like slower, more like informational based. But my problem is that I don't enjoy the reveries at all. I think they're very confusing because there aren't really any rules. All of the rules are based on whoever's mind it's in. It's like a fake story. It's like a dream, really. So when you're in the reverie, there's no way to predict what's going to happen, and you're sort of building a new world. So throughout this book, like, we've got the real world, and then we've got to learn like 6 different fake worlds as we go, and those worlds don't come back later, so it's very confusing, and I think it throws the whole plot off, for me anyways. I've read some reviews and some people really like it. But for me, yeah, it's just throwing the story off, and every time we get into a new Reverie, I'm like waiting for it to be over because I'm not interested in learning a whole new world for like 15 pages of action. I don't care. I don't want to be super negative about this because I'm not disliking the book. Like, it's feeling like 3 stars. And things I'm really liking are, like, the Reveries do have a lot to say about, like, where our dreams come from and what they can say about us as people with, you know, dreams and pain and stuff. I also love that there's a pretty prevalent sibling relationship in this book, which is kind of hard to find, between Kane and his sister Sophia. So I'm enjoying that. They're like looking out for each other and stuff, so it's not just like, hey, I have a sister, she stays at home all the time. I'm also kind of enjoying Kane's plot arc. I guess we'll see where Kane's character arc, I guess we'll see where it goes. And I know I'm gonna finish this soon, so I'll give my final rating when I'm done with it. After I get ready, I actually have a bunch of boring adult shit to do, like balance my checkbook and clean the house a little. I should probably sort the laundry. Every time I vlog, I'm sorting laundry. It's so boring. But I am doing some fun stuff today. I'm going to lunch with my partner to this pizza place I've never been to, and pizza's always good. And then later today, I'm going to a birthday dinner for a 7-year-old. And normally I would complain about that because children's birthdays are never fun, but I actually like this 7-year-old, so that's something. So I finished Reverie, and it's still a pretty, it's a 3-star. Like, I would really give it 2.5, but I'll round up to 3 on Goodreads. It just, like, all the problems I listed before, and then like the whole finale took place in a Reverie. And my other problem with the Reveries is that there are like no rules. And I guess this is part of like the world building thing I mentioned earlier, but like all of the worlds are based on the people, so the rules are made by these different people. So there was like no way to anticipate anything in a good way, like nothing. There were no expectations to defy, if that makes sense. I'm pretty bummed because I was looking forward to it. I mean, 3 stars isn't bad, but it's just, you know, I always hope I love books, and I didn't like this one. That sucks. So the next book I'm reading is Beyond the Black Door by A.M. Strickland, and it is another young adult fantasy. And this one is about I don't know a ton about this book, but vaguely it's about a girl that is a soul walker, so she can like move between people's souls or dreams or something. But anytime she does, she's always followed around by a black door, and she's always warned not to go into the black door, but of course she does. Teenagers, you know. But like some things I've heard about it that made me really want to read it is that the protagonist is Ace, and there's like a hero-villain romance. Those are both things I love. So I hope this book goes well. The cover is beautiful. Let's see, I have the book here. The cover is beautiful. Also, you know how like 5 hours ago I said I had a bunch of adult stuff I needed to do today before lunch? I didn't do any of that shit, so I have to do all of it now, including probably write a review for the book I just finished. Maybe I'll save that for tomorrow and let it like ruminate a little, but I will have to do that this weekend. Good morning, it is Sunday. This is just a little update. I have started Beyond the Black Door, but I'm only on like page 8. I'm really enjoying it so far because we start when Kamai, I think that's our main character's name, is only 5, and even from that point you can kind of tell she's disinterested in sex. I mean, she's an asexual character, so that's the point, but even at that young age, when little kids are like curious and like talking about things and like gossiping with each other, and she just like doesn't care, so I'm into that. But also The story is just really interesting. Like, it feels darker than I was expecting, so that's cool. I also started the audiobook for The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson, and that one's different. I mean, it was written a while ago, so the writing feels a little dated, and it's very different from the show. So if you've seen the show, like, really all I'm seeing in common so far is like some of the personalities seem right, like they fit the show and book characters, but in the show all of the characters from Hill House are related, and in the book they're just random strangers and they all go to the house to investigate together rather than growing up in it. So I'm curious to see how the show and the book kind of overlap thematically, at least. So that should be interesting. This is not my apartment. It's much more beige than my apartment. No hate to my mom, but I'm just here to feed her cats, and then I'm headed to breakfast. Hello. I just got back from the library. Today my library did this cool thing where they turned their lower level into this like cozy reading space, and they had like a big projected fire and fire crackling sounds, and it was just like warm, and there was hot chocolate and cookies and stuff. It was great. So I read there for a couple hours. I'm now on page 80 or so of Beyond the Black Door, and I'm loving it. This is great news. Earlier today, I also filmed my October wrap-up, so that's done. I was going to film one more video today, but it's kind of like a themed book tag, so I'm going to do special makeup for it. So I think I'm going to do that now and get ready, but I might not film for another couple hours. I have to use artificial lighting anyways because it's going to get dark at like 5 with the time change. That sucks. Anyways, a little more about Beyond the Black Door. So like, we start when Kamai is a child and she's sort of learning from her mother what soul walking is and how it all works. And then within a few chapters, we learn about this like secret society that her mother like gathers secrets for. And like Kamai is trying to decide if she wants to be part of it or not. But then her mother warns her that this secret society is evil and she's done something to upset them. And then there's an attack on her home and she has to flee to try and find her father in the city, who she didn't even know her mother knew who her father was, and her father clearly doesn't want anything to do with her. So that's where we're at now. All right, it's actually Monday after work. I was gonna film my little closing this morning, but I was running really late, so here we are. It's very dark. I kind of forgot it would be dark at 5 p.m., so that sucks. You get my beautiful car lighting. I just want to talk about a few more things. So yesterday when I got home from the library, I ended up writing my review for Reverie, and after thinking about it, I'm only giving it 2 stars. I feel like because the Reveries took up such a big part of the book, like so much time in the book, and I really didn't enjoy them at all. It was like more than half the book that I was just like, all right, let's get this over with. So 3 stars just didn't feel right. I also didn't mention that at the library I read quite a bit of Beyond the Black Door, and I already said that I was really loving it, but I didn't mention the fact that the Ace rep just gets even better. Like, I was at the library like choking up in public, being like, okay, don't get teary-eyed right now, this would just be embarrassing. But it's just so good, and it's like on the page, but it's not overpowering. It feels very genuine the way she's thinking about these things, and man, I'm just loving it. I'm so excited. Yesterday, I also ended up filming there's people around. I also ended up filming a book tag, and I figured out my schedule. So this tag is going to come out before this vlog, so I'm going to link it up and above. And it's the Emo Kid book tag, and it was so much fucking fun. I don't know if y'all know this, but I was an emo kid. It's true. So the tag is just like a bunch of fun emo kid inspired questions, like mostly making fun of myself and my friend group in high school. So it's pretty much just like a poking fun at the emo kids tag in like a good spirited way. I'm not hating on the emo kids. So check out that video. Do it if you want. If you're an emo kid, please tell me. I would love to hear about your emo kid days. especially pictures. Those are my favorite. What else do I have to talk about? I think that's it. I think that's it for this vlog. So if you like this video, hit like. If you want to see more, subscribe. I post book-related videos every Wednesday. If you want to keep talking, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kelsey Reads or Goodreads at Kelsey Lynn Reads. Otherwise, I'll see you next week.